Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and once again welcome back to Georgia Abroad. And before we start, I invite you to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And in this channel, I'm making contents about meaningful life here in abroad, just as finding work here in New Zealand, skills I have learned in my class of being a wellness partner, and skills in caregiving and being a great healthcare assistant as well. So I hope you can also watch those videos as well. For today's content is the things I did and include on my resume and cover letter in order for me to get my very first call and an interview for a potential employer at the same time. Because one challenge is creating a resume and a cover letter that all of us, we all have likes and dislikes, or we have all preference, particularly in the resume that we are creating. And because of this, it leads me to help you to create a great resume based on my own experience that leads me to find the job several times. So here are the techniques to get your first call from an employer and to be able to get your first interview as well. So these are the 5 important things to include and avoid with your resume. Among the bonuses, I will include also the best thing I have done to construct my cover letter at the end of this video. So keep watching. So number 1 tip for your resume is avoid using overused phrase or opinion that shows a lack of originality. So this means that you have to show your uniqueness in creating your resume. So example of this are the common words like you have to avoid what we call cliche, I think. These are the words of being a team player, detail-oriented, or innovative. And another example is using common verbs of action. Example of this are words that has a common, I think, collaboration, communication, qualified, and many more. So if you have these words on your resume, it's time to replace them with words or phrases that has uniqueness and originality. So example of this, in my own experience, I consistently include the word friendly in my resume because that's my unique traits. Number 2 tip for your resume is I always include my LinkedIn profile to my resume. So I think the time I started to create my resume that include a LinkedIn profile make me experience a higher interview rates. So that's true. So I maintain to put a LinkedIn profile and it increases me a possibility for securing a job interview. So I make sure that I complete my LinkedIn profile, which increase the chances of me receiving a call from an employer. Another tip is to have professional profile picture and increase your information value like your past work experience and extends your valuable connections. A great LinkedIn profile holds greater significance or chance for entry-level job seekers. So another tip for this part, I always include the same profile picture in my email, in my LinkedIn profile. As much as possible, I make it the same profile picture, and it's not a simple profile picture, but it is very professional, and by this makes the employer notice or observe you as a professional individual because you have a sense of consistency in your specifically in profile picture. So that's a tip. So number 3, as I've mentioned from the previous video that I made on how to create your sick website, which I will include here on the description below, I have mentioned in that video that I tailored or edit my resume for every job that I am applying for. So be diligent to edit some parts of your resume that align to the description of the job you are applying so that it will be aligned to your potential employer, particularly connected to their wants and needs. And this creates a relevance and connection to your value as a potential. So it means that if, for example, the job description is being a dental assistant or being an orthodontic assistant, you should be able to edit your resume according to the job title or job position. So number 4, I limit my resume between 500 to 600 words and tailored it up to not more than 2 pages. It means you have to only choose the relevant information, certification, awards, and the things you develop or achieve, so that it means that you can only include the skills that are relevant to the position and arrange your history of work from the most recent job to the backward. So by this, I have learned to be more diligent and synchronized and more accurate to the things I can include on my resume. And it seems that the more I get to learn the discipline, the more I get lots of opportunities for an interview. So number 5, last but not the least, is the most effective thing that I've done in my resume. And the fastest way for you to get an interview is to create a website or a portfolio. So once I have done this, my life has changed and became even more confident accomplishing the first interview. So I will lead you on how to create your website today. So check my description on how you can go to that website. And on your portfolio, you can create albums of your professional history and the things you accomplished, such as work or even a volunteer placement album or anything that proves your competency. Before we move on to the top 3 tips on writing the great cover letter, let's review some crucial reminders. So the best cover letters are 3 paragraphs only, and the most crucial part is the header, which would contain the name, date, address, and phone number. So always write an enticing or appealing opening letter to the hiring manager explaining why are you applying and why are you feeling thrilled about the position. So it means that you have to send a message on that cover letter that you are excited to the position or you're excited to be hired. Additionally, you should do some prior research to determine the best keywords for the job posting, as well as highlights the talents that set you apart from other applicants. You should include relevant experience and accomplishment, and never forget to express gratitude to the hiring manager for taking time to read your letter. So the 3 main and crucial things you must include in your cover letter to attend your first interview are as follows. So number 1 is your cover letter must bring a sense of connection and emotion to the reader. So it's possible that you describe the good aspect of the position that make you stand out for the competition and why are you the best candidate for it. So in order to become relevant, you should stand out from all the applicants and make sure that you've done your research or assignment. And that is what you need to include in your opening paragraph or introduction. So number 2 is to make sure that you will bring confidence and certainty of your actions by stating your objectives with organizations. And the second paragraph needs to include that you have to offer such as accomplishment and the reason they must require your help. So if you're applying for a healthcare job, for instance, you are in a position of applying for healthcare assistant, you need to mention your abilities to support working, or you can say the certifications that you have achieved in the past. So you need to be clear and list the accurate accomplishment you made. So in this section, you must be confident, you must be concise, you must be straightforward, and avoid confusion to the information you will be given to this section. So the top 3 for your great cover letter, in my own experience, is the final paragraph. You should express gratitude to the reader or the hiring manager for the chance and ask for a positive reaction. And use simple formats and make sure your cover letter includes the job title that you're applying for. So you must edit your job title. For example, if you are applying for an orthodontic or dental assistant role, you must edit your cover letter for that position as well. And that's all about how you'll be going to construct a great resume and cover letter. So I hope this video has been useful to you. And please don't forget to subscribe and click the subscribe button below, and see you on our next video. Take care and enjoy building the dream life you want.